Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. If you guys are new here, my name is India. Before we get into this video, I just want to say shout out to us, shout out to you guys. We have finally hit 1,000 subscribers. I am so excited because that's such a big confirmation for me. Our new subscribers who came from my why did I stop watching tarot card video readings, you are going to love this video, okay, because I'm going to drag us a little bit and I'm going to really give you some actionable things that you need to be focusing on instead of focusing on feminine energy. Okay, so without further ado, let's get into this video. So honestly, I am making this video for all the girlies that are like me. And when I say like me, I mean the ones who came to this feminine energy realm of content and just consumed so much content based on things that happened to us in life, things that we were trying to solve. I came across this content trying to solve a problem. And if I can just be so candid, a basic bitch problem. We're not gonna talk about that, okay? That was a very different time in my life. Hey boo, so I just wanted to pop in and explain to you what I mean by basic bitch problems. What I mean by that is basically these are the problems that you have when you are not the top tier version of yourself. This can be for anybody because just because you're leveled up in one area of your life doesn't mean that you're leveled up in every single area of your life. But I do mean specifically when you're not the top tier version of yourself. I myself, I don't know about you, but I want to be living on my highest level. I want to be leveled up. I want to be a goddess. I want to create the life that I see in my imagination. So you can't do that being basic. You have to go on a journey. You have to level up. And when I tell you that I know from my experience, you cannot truly level up if you don't go step by step. You cannot skip steps. And I feel like with the feminine energy content, I was skipping the steps, okay? Because let me tell you something. The feminine energy content did not heal my self-esteem. It did not heal my attachment issues, lack of self-confidence. Like, it didn't really direct me. What it did do though is it made me understand that I am powerful, right? It empowered me in a way, but you can't really truly be empowered if you don't embody. If you don't embody who it is that you're trying to be. I'm not saying that you don't need the content that we talk about in the feminine energy community, because I have contributed to that community. I have created articles, created videos. So I'm not saying that the content is bad. I'm saying that there are other things you need to be focused on, okay? And I have written down 12 things, baby, that you need to be focused on before you go on your feminine energy soft life journey. The first thing that you need to be focused on this level up journey, on this journey of life, the first step to any journey, okay? It's the self-awareness. Self-awareness is probably the most foundational thing that you need to kind of have in your toolbox for this life. Because if you don't know yourself, if you don't know what you need to be working on, if you don't understand why you do the things that you do and why you've gotten the outcomes you have gotten, it's gonna be really hard to move forward. You don't need to be watching feminine energy videos. You don't need to be trying to figure out how to get a man, sis. You don't. You need to be focused on becoming self-aware and understanding why you are where you are right now. That is a tough pill to swallow, but it is the most important pill to swallow, the most foundational pill to swallow, okay? Self-awareness. I would describe self-awareness as like, you ever just been driving a car and you get to point A to point B and you don't really remember what it took to get there. You were kind of just, I don't know, you just went somewhere completely else and you just arrived at your destination, okay? But self-awareness is when you realize that it is you driving the car. You remember every step along the way. You took the time to make sure you drove in a way that keeps you safe, driving in a way that's the most efficient way to get to where you're going, etc., right? So I know maybe you don't get that metaphor, but that's just my little metaphor for self-awareness. If you get it, you get it, okay? Self-awareness. You need self-awareness. That is number one. Now let's get to number two. Number two. Now, after you become self-aware, you have to start taking accountability and stop blaming other people. Basic girls blame everybody else. Basic boys blame you, they blame them, they blame her, they blame their mama, their daddy, their uncle, their sister, all that stuff. No, as an adult, you have to look in the mirror and realize that you are in control of your life. You cannot control a lot of things in this life, but what you can control is yourself, okay? So you have to take accountability for where you are, okay? So once you become self-aware and be like, hey, okay, I keep ending up at this destination. I keep ending up here. I keep having these same type of issues or these same type of outcomes, okay? That's a self-awareness. Now it's time to take accountability, because the accountability is going to empower you to move forward. You're not going to keep blaming everybody else. You're going to look in the mirror and say, I have the control, I can change. You would think these are already like known, but we're not judging anybody, right? Because at the end of the day, this journey can apply to a lot of different things. It can apply to money, it can apply to love, relationships with your family, communication, all these things. You have to become self-aware and then take accountability for the way that you are showing up, right? Number 3 is underrated. Number 3 is very underrated, and I think some girls get it and some girls don't, okay? There's definitely a fine line between the girls that get it and the girls that don't. And like I said, we're not judging, we're just keeping it 100, okay? Number 3 is, babe, you don't need a man, you need a better job, okay? You don't need a designer bag, you need money. You need money. Money, a career, a skill set, something, right? You cannot base your life off of what other people are going to do for you, what people are promising that they may do for you. I feel like this feminine energy content has been misconstrued to make you feel like this content is about getting money out of men. Again, very basic, right? I understand. I've been there. Getting your own money. Not to say that other people cannot contribute. Not to say that you shouldn't want a provider or what have you. Not to say that you shouldn't want somebody who's already on their shit too, but you need to be on your shit, sis. You should not be sitting in a restaurant looking, trying to figure out who's gonna pay for my meal. No, sis, that's not feminine energy. Stop misconstruing this too. Okay, I'm coming back. But yeah, number 3, money cures a lot of things. Money is going to give you more options. It's going to give you more freedom. It's going to add more ease and flow to your life, okay? Money is a resource. It's a tool that was given to us by God, okay? Even if it wasn't paper money, whether it's a gold coin, I don't care, babe. We need the resources to be able to continue to expand, to experience our lives and our desires, okay? So you don't need feminine energy content, babe. You need money. You need a better job. You need a skill set. You need to go back to school. You need to get a trade, okay? You need to learn how to do hair. You need to, I don't know, learn how to code, something. You need to do something, okay? I actually just graduated, okay? Shout out to me, shout out to me. And I basically needed to finish that for myself. And I'm going to talk about that later in this video. Let's move on to number 4. Number 4 is extremely important. And I feel like this gets a bad rap because it's explained in a way that just sounds very just like exhausting. And I completely understand, but I'm going to put it to you in a way that kind of creates a better understanding around this topic. And the topic is called discipline. Discipline is something that everybody basically says that you need to have, but nobody really explains what it is. They just say you need to be disciplined. You need to be disciplined, okay? What is discipline? In my experience and understanding, I am understanding that discipline is keeping promises to yourself, okay? And the reason why I had to kind of get it through my head like that, I didn't grow up learning like really intense discipline. Obviously, I was disciplined as a child, like in a lot of ways, but discipline as an adult, it looks very different. And as an adult, discipline looks like you following through with what you say you're going to do. If you say you're going to work out 4 times a week, you keeping that promise to yourself. If you say you're going to stop eating refined sugars, you keeping that promise to yourself. Every day you're making a choice to keep a promise to yourself. That's what discipline looks like to me. And that's going to tie into number 5, which is trusting yourself. How can you trust yourself when you don't do what you say you're going to do? I'm talking about, oh, I can't trust him, I got trust issues, but you don't trust yourself because you never do what you say you're going to do. You never go to the gym when you say you're gonna go to the gym. You never film the video when you say you're gonna film the video. How can you possibly trust yourself and then gain the trust from others and you trust other people if you don't trust yourself? Everything starts from when everything is truly us pushed out. That is not what this video is about. But the moment that you are able to trust yourself, you will be able to trust others. So self-trust is extremely important. So where are we? Self-awareness, accountability, better job, more money. And I also put under that having a plan. Right? You need to have a plan. That might be another video. Number 4 was discipline. And also on the topic of discipline, discipline gives you self-respect. You start to respect yourself. Not only do you start to trust yourself, but you start to respect yourself. Do you see how important these things are before feminine energy? Self-respect, self-trust, accountability, self-awareness. These are the pillars that you're going to build a better you. Not some, you know, complex concept like feminine energy. Yes, you will get there, but right now, this is what you need to focus on, sis. It's okay. It's levels to this shit. We're all leveling up through life, okay? Let's get to number 6. Number 6 is my baby. Number 6 is my baby, and let me tell you why. Because I have been a yogi for 10 years. I have been into meditation for 10 years, and nothing has truly, I won't say nothing, I won't act like meditation and yoga has not, you know, done wonders for my life. It truly, truly has. But I will say that adding nervous system regulation to my wellness routine has been incredibly life-changing. Shout out to Dylan James, and I know I've shouted him out before, but honestly, he's the one. I like Dylan a lot, but he introduced the Wim Hof breath work method to me in order to regulate my nervous system. And when your nervous system is regulated, you think clearer, you sleep better, you handle your triggers a lot better, okay? It helps you with your emotional control. It helps you feel safe. If you struggle with anxiety, like I have struggled with anxiety, if you struggle with depression, nervous system regulation is going to help you. Okay, it's going to help you feel at home in your body. Do you know how important that is? You never realize how often you're in fight or flight until you do nervous system regulation. So I can make a whole video about that. I'm gonna try not to go into extreme detail for all of these, because then this video would be hours long, and we're already 12 minutes in. So I wanna go ahead and get through it, okay? Okay, number 7 is confidence. Confidence. How can you be confident if you don't respect yourself? How can you be confident if you don't trust yourself? How can you be confident if you take zero accountability? Confidence is something that is cultivated over time. Like, confidence is truly a practice. It's really hard to explain. Confidence is one of those concepts that looks very different on different people, right? All I can tell you though is that if you do all the things on this list, you're going to be feeling very confident. You're going to be feeling like you can conquer anything, do whatever it is that you want to do with your life, but you have to have a foundation of basic principles. You truly, truly do. Like, you can be the smartest person in the world, but if you're not confident, you'll probably fail every test that comes at you. It's what it is. A lot of people experience that in school. Like, you know the concepts, and then you get to the test and you're so nervous, you're just not confident enough to make the right decision, so you end up flunking the test, but you knew the material, right? That has happened to the best of us. Confidence, extremely important before you get to the elevated level up concepts like feminine energy. Confidence, babe. Number 8, what I was saying earlier, completing what you start. Completing what you start is so important, because a lot of us go to this feminine energy content like, oh my God, I deserve the world. I deserve this, I deserve that. I'm going to do this for, like, I get it. Like, trust me, babe, I get it. I get it. But how are you going to get there if you don't complete what you started? Like, how am I going to get to 10,000 subscribers if I don't continue to make videos? Life is a journey, and you can't cheat. Like, you can't cheat. Like, you don't want to be a cheater. You don't want to date a cheater, so why be a cheater? Why are you skipping steps? Complete what you start. And that goes back to what I was saying earlier about why I had to finish school. I had to finish school because I didn't feel like I was losing respect for myself. I wasn't trusting myself because there were other things that I needed, that I said I was going to do, that I did not complete. So I had to finish school, and honestly, it was crazy because I only had, you know how you can graduate, right, without one course, because they expect you to do the course like the following semester. I didn't even do the course. Girl, I was having dreams about flunking out of school, and I'm like, why am I having these recurrent dreams? It's because, babe, finish your degree. Finish your degree, okay? Finish it. You started it, finish it. And sometimes we can say, well, having a degree doesn't matter, blah, blah, blah. Maybe it doesn't matter, but you'll never know if you don't finish. So finish what it is that you start, and I promise you, you're going to respect yourself so much better, and people are going to respect you. The way this works, the way all of this put together works, is truly magical. This is the magic that the feminine energy girlies are basically telling you, right? But guess what? A lot of the feminine energy girlies, excuse me, a lot of the feminine energy girlies, even like the ones whom I may consider like, you know, they're not really giving what needs to be gave in that realm, right? They're still making videos every day. They're still being disciplined enough to finish what they start. Okay, so I had to also start looking in the mirror. Okay, accountability, self-awareness. Okay, accountability, self-awareness. Okay, we are all works in progress, so there is no shame, hun. There's no shame. Okay, so let's get to number 9. Oh my gosh, this one is so important, and this is something that I've learned over the course of 10 years. It is the power of stillness. The power of stillness and the power of being alone and being understimulated. A lot of us are overstimulated because we're constantly on our phone, we're constantly scrolling. Learn how to be in silence and be to yourself. It is extremely powerful to be able to understand how to discern whether this is your voice and your thoughts or other people's voices and other people's thoughts. Because sometimes the way energy works, you might get a thought that hits you and you're like, where did that come from? But if you don't cultivate stillness, if you don't cultivate being alone, you're gonna think that that is your thought. You're gonna think that this is how you really feel about something. And honestly, it's not. I know that's a little bit, I don't even wanna say that that's woo-woo, because that's just real, right? You have to understand how to be alone, how to be still, be silent. And I promise you that lesson in and of itself is going to give you so much peace, because you're gonna learn how to quiet your thoughts, okay? Very important. That was number 9. Now let's get to number 10. Self-validation. Oh my God. Oh my God. If you only feel validated by things outside of yourself, we have a problem. We have more work to do. And it's not to say that you don't want those external validations. You do want them. You just don't want your self-esteem and your confidence to be based upon that only. We love the outside rewards, right? We love to do work and get money for it. But you have to know that you're good before the money comes. You catch where I'm going with that? You have to know you're good. Before Michael Jordan was Michael Jordan, he had to know he was good and be confident before he became the Michael Jordan that we know today. He had to know that. He had to validate himself through his own discipline and hard work. And I know this just sounds like so much work, but it's really not, babe. You can take it one step at a time, one day at a time, one moment at a time. And I'm gonna get to that. So what was number 10? Self-validation. Learn how to validate yourself, okay? And I'm not gonna get too much into that because I feel like I spoke a lot about that earlier in this video. So let's go to number 11. Building a routine, okay? Now this is something I personally struggle with a lot because, babe, I still work up in the club, and baby, my sleep habits are horrible. Like, waking up early has been so hard, but guess what? I have been taking steps to start to wake up early because I realized that if I want to shoot content during the day with the daylight, I need to wake up in enough time to be able to do that. And being tired is not an excuse. I'm sorry, like, I'm telling this to myself. Being tired is not an excuse. You need to build a routine in which you are doing things that keeps you healthy, in which you are doing things that make you money, in which you are doing that makes you badder, prettier, okay, that brings you joy, that makes you feel good. You need to build a routine that is going to build you up and incorporate all these things that we've been saying. Number 12, this is a really good one. Everything is really good, babe. I'm dropping gems. Actually, and the girlies do talk about this. The girlies do talk about this in the feminine energy community. It's the art of communication. Communication is so important. I feel like it gets skipped over because we just assume that people know how to communicate, but everyone does not communicate the same. Everyone does not comprehend the same. Everybody does not understand the same concepts that you may understand, and you may not even know how to express how you feel. This is something that you have to learn how to do. You have to practice it. You need to learn how to express your desires. You need to learn how to express your needs and your wants. You need to learn how to listen, because communication goes both ways. You need to learn how to listen to people. You need to learn how to stop getting triggered every time somebody says something to you that emotionally makes you feel some type of way, okay? Communication is really important. Probably you're not even gonna expect number 13, but I do feel like along my journey, this has made leveling up so much easier, and I get to really, this kind of is crazy how this last one is tying into the first one, period. Having a better relationship with your loved ones, meaning like your parents, your siblings, your grandparents, your guardians, whatever the case, the people who truly want to see you win in life, the people who love you unconditionally, cultivating a loving relationship with them is so important, because guess what? Through the unconditional understanding that you have with them, you begin to understand yourself more. Something about talking to your parents in a non-judgmental way makes you understand more of who you are at your core. And that is going to help you become so much more self-aware. It's going to make you even see your parents in a different way. You know, you're going to start to see them as real people, and humanizing your parents is like the first step to humanizing everybody else. And in order for you to truly level up in this life, you have to be able to be compassionate, have grace towards people, have grace and compassion towards yourself. So yeah, that concludes this video. Oh my gosh, I feel like you and we're on a road together. We're on this journey together. We're gonna level up together. And like I said, there is nothing wrong with that feminine energy content. Incorporate it. It's fine. I don't care. Listen to it still. But at the end of the day, baby, you're not gonna go anywhere. You're gonna be jogging in place, making very little progress if you don't cultivate these pillars, these foundations. This is so foundational for you. This is so important because guess what? With the feminine energy content and skipping these steps and start attracting things that you're not ready for. Okay, so set the foundation now. I will see you guys in the next video.